Hello, boys and girls. This is your old friend RJ City, and today I will be unboxing a pack of WWE. I feel weird. I feel uncomfortable saying the F, even though I'm outside of the thing and I could say it. I'm not gonna get sued by a wildlife fund or anything, but I just feel weird saying it. I feel like it's been E for something. You say F, and people are like, are you making a political statement? I'm like, no. These are nondescript wrestling cards from 1990. They are Titan Sports trading cards. That's better. That's what I'll call them. Everybody knows what they are when I say that. So without any further ado, let us unpack it. It's not really I put them in this. They were loose. I found them around the house. I don't remember the packaging. I wish I had the packaging. But anyway, I've had these for a very long time. Let's look at the first one. Here he is. Hello, Greg. That's a nice shot. Greg the Hammer Valentine, and that gorgeous hair. He looks like my aunt. I saw him at a bar once in Minneapolis. I'm just talking like 2 or 3 years ago. And his hair is so pretty compared to the rest of him. It's a blessing and a curse. It's just gorgeous. Not that he's ugly. I think he's very handsome. But I'm just saying, like, this older man and then just this fabulous hair. He probably does nothing to it. He's like, we'll rinse it in a lake every 3 weeks or something. Anyway, there he is in gold, and that is the hammer, the elbow. He drops the hammer, and if somebody would say, if I had a hammer, and he goes, I do. And that was his old shtick. Weight, 248 pounds, home, Seattle, Washington. I've always said that Greg Valentine was the Frazier of wrestling. Famous wrestling move, the figure 4 leg lock, which is weird. You think it would be called Greg the Lock Valentine. You know what I mean? You think the hammer would be the finish move. He's going to call himself the hammer. Oh, you got the big hammer. What do? I tie people's legs up with my own legs. Special feats / talent. Maybe he plays the ukulele. Greg is a ruthless and experienced wrestler. He loves to beat people up. Not really a talent or a feat, more of a preference. Unusual characteristics, because he seems so normal otherwise. Greg is known for disabling more wrestlers than any other man in wrestling. I don't even think that is that unusual within the context of wrestling. I'd be more, maybe he hosts a bingo night at his house. That would be unusual. Well, there's Greg. Let's see who's next. Isn't this adorable? I love the logo. The little lights in the thing. That's amazing. I will say, should have really ironed that backdrop there, guys. What shoddy workmanship up in Stamford. And Bobby's pointing at himself, just so you know. Fine jacket. The nice gold pendant here. Very Sammy Davis Jr. Needs to come back. 2 rings on the pinkies. Classy fella. I love how they weighed him. They weighed him amateur. He's way past even thinking about wrestling at this point. Weight, 242. Hometown, Beverly Hills, California. Special feats. He's full of tricks, often plotting for his family. That was just his big MO. That's not a special feat or a talent. It's just, that's who he is. Unusual characteristics. Bobby believes himself to possess the greatest mind in the WWE and probably anywhere. Yet, they never feuded with the genius. What bothers me about these captions, the sentences have no periods, and they could have written a lot more. And they could have written a lot more because they spaced the shit out of this. Look at this. This is like I'm writing a book report in 2nd grade and it has to be 5 pages and I didn't read the book and I'm like, it was about some prince. And then I'm like, how do I make this bigger? 38 font and triple spaced. I want my money back. This card, this is simple. This is like a logo card. You can have, these are the ones I think they had like on Saturday Night's Main Event. They would say, Rick Rude, and then they would show his, and this one is amazing. It really is. It's not his lips though. So I would love to know whose lips they were. Maybe Sherry Martel, who am I to say? And there's different logos, Hulk, Elizabeth, who can forget that Miss Elizabeth logo? Randy Savage, Honky Tonk, Brutus, Coco Beware, Big Boss Man, $1 Million Man, Ultimate Warrior, and Rick Rude. That's, it's just wonderful. That doesn't even say his name. That's when you know it's a good logo. Doesn't say his name and you know exactly who it is. Good work all the way around. Oh, this guy. What an oddly adult nickname for 1990. The Widowmaker. Barry Windham. Who needs that heavy concept thrust upon them when this guy comes to the ring? And he was a very likable guy. He was a wonderful wrestler and did stuff before that. NWA. Oh, he was originally the, what were they? Him and Mike Rotunda. They were the U.S. Express. And it was fun. Oh, I love America. And then he left. Wonderful wrestler. I loved him ever. Then he came back and they're like, hey, how about we make your gimmick, you kill husbands? Which is very strange. And he doesn't do anything about it. He's still himself. He's very serious. I like the black backdrop. I like the look. It's the name. And what is this? I think this is like wicker. It's supposed to be wicker, that logo there. 267 pounds from Sweetwater, Texas. They just put a little sugar in it and they go, Famous wrestling move, the superplex off the second turnbuckle, that's how you know you have a good superplex, because you don't need to go all the way to the top. Like, what do I need the top rope for? Let me save my back. Let me save my neck. I can finish him off from the second rope. That is a focused gentleman. Special feats. Killing husbands. Use of psychological warfare to instill fear into his opponent. Sometimes in the middle of the night before you're about to wrestle, he'll call you. Don't just hang up the phone. Unusual characteristics. He has never demonstrated an ounce of mercy. He's relentless in his administration of dishing out punishment. It's very administrative to him. He has his paperwork in order. He calls his secretary, who am I wrestling today? It'll be like, Bobby Muldoon on Superstars. Thank you. Are my affairs in order? Yes, they are. You have to be there at 5. That's how you administrate punishment. Let's see we got 2 more here? Okay. Oh, yes. This fella I've been in the ring with a couple times, and it has been a hoot. It is the Honky Tonk Man. And look at how cool, and look at the cockiness on this guy. And the wrinkly backdrop, again, really, really bothers me. But he's having a good time. And he also has a nice logo. You see, that's a guitar. 248 pounds from Memphis, Tennessee. His famous wrestling move is the shake, rattle, and roll neck breaker. Of course, it downgraded over the years to just a rattle. And then it was just a roll. And then he gave it to me once where he went down on his knees. And then he gave it to me years later where he didn't go down at all. He just takes you and and you roll, you break your neck, and he'll kind of just look at you after that. Special feats, adding opponents to the Honky Tonk Man's greatest hits list, because he would hit them over the head with a guitar. Never another instrument. Never a flute or a cellist. I'd love to see a cellist. Imagine the damage you could do with a French horn. The oboist. Unusual characteristics. Claims to sing, dance, play the guitar, and wrestle better than anyone. I think at the time, he was bad at doing all those things together. But then at the time, I really do think he was the best one. I can't think of anyone else who even came close. Then, I don't know. Maybe Dino Bravo had a tambourine or something. Okay, last card. The fucking man. The best. The reason I am on this earth, let alone this business, Paul Roma. Look at that. Pinning perhaps a Boris Zukov. Just taking a stare there. Look at that cover. Look at how handsome and not so hot on the logo there. On the font. It's just it's a classic font and it's white and it doesn't denote anything really. 235 pounds, 5'11", from Kensington, New York. I think they could have done a bit of zhuzhing up there, giving him a better hometown, especially when you're in New York. You got so many good, cool places. Fucking Kensington. Unusual characteristics. Paul uses a combination of strength and speed to win matches and often teams up with Jim Powers as the Young Stallions. But I guess this is his solo album. Wanted to go out on his own. This is very Art Garfunkel of him to branch out just into solo Paul Roma. Look at, isn't that adorable? Yeah, the good legs on Boris Zukov. They go way up there. What bothers me is that he doesn't have any special skills or tricks listed, just the unusual characteristics, which are not unusual at all. They really struggled to come up with something for Paul Roma. I don't. I think he's fantastic, and every single promotion in the world should be booking this man and then giving him a standing ovation and thanking him. There should be a thank you Paul tour, and I want to be a part of it, so let's begin.